This is how we start, baby.
Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live stream. Hope y'all had a great week. Hope you'll forgive me. I'm a little under the weather. My man Mario was rocking out to the slide, to the pedal steel guitar. Thank all y'all for being with us. Thank you guys on the panel for being here tonight. CW, how was your week?
Awesome week. Really good. I didn't get to the range, but I got a lot of time on the bench. I've been fiddling with that 357 maximum bolt action rifle, fitting stock and having a good time with that. I picked up a stock for my Grendel. I've been fiddling with the bedding on that. So it's been an interesting week. I found a really good sale on Spear bullets, and I indulged a little bit there. So it's been a good week. I didn't get to the range at all, but only because we've had rain the past couple of days. So maybe next week. Chad, what did you do last week?
I was on vacation. My wife had surgery on Monday, so that all went well. Got her home on Tuesday, and I got to get some yard work done and got some mowers fixed for. Actually, funny story. I was working on a mower for my FFL, and we just took it out in trade, and I picked myself up a new Bodyguard 2.0 380.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, I really like it. And I've got to the range 2 or 3 times this week and been editing videos, and I've actually got 2 videos per week scheduled all the way up till mid-June.
Awesome. So, you got me beat. I'm only in the mid-May.
I'm caught up.
Yeah.
What about you, Mario?
What's going on down there? How's California doing?
In 3, 2, 1. Hey!
Bye.
Oh, man. No, they've been working me like the Mexican Kunta Kinte over here. Sí, señor. It's because I'm going on vacation next week, so trying to get all my stuff out of the way and go and enjoy myself. I'm actually in the country, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to getting away. Me and the wife actually having another real vacation, and we're gonna be celebrating our 27th anniversary and also her birthday. So it'll be.
Oh man! Congratulations!
Congratulations,
yeah, man!
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, man. Yeah, so I did pick up a gun last week. I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet. It's H&K P2000 SK. I picked it up because, well, those things are being discontinued. So, and they're selling them really cheap. So I decided to take a gander at it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate the invite, and that's all I got.
Thanks for being here, brother. Kyle, what did you do this week, man?
Worked.
Okay, nice to be here. Rebel, what did you do this week?
Yeah, still got to do it. Still got to do it tomorrow too. Let's see, what have I got going on? tomorrow I'm working. Sunday, I get to go to my buddy's dog's 19th birthday party. And then it's me and my wife's first anniversary.
Say that again.
Yep, that would be the 13th.
You heard that
Yes,
right.
sir.
You're going to a geriatric dog's birthday party.
Hey,
Okay.
he's a buddy of mine, and I love his dog. So then me and my wife are going out to dinner and stuff for our anniversary. So it's gonna be a good Sunday. That's about all I got. What about you, bro?
I go to that birthday party. Yeah, I worked, recovered from the groundhog shoot. That was a lot of fun. Gave away a lot of good stuff, and a lot of good shooting going on. Tough conditions. And I've got a bum knee, and ice packs are my friend, and my back always hurts, and ice packs are my friend, and that's where I've been all week. So when I'm not at work.
Look at you talking about the dog. Look at yourself.
I know. I'm geriatric myself, Mario.
Y'all laugh, but I got my dog's birthday marked in my calendar.
I got both mine marked in my calendar.
Yeah, Bruno.
They're
my-
had his.
They're
They're
my
family.
favorite kids.
Yep.
They never talk back.
Oh, they
Well-
do. They
Oh,
do.
mine-
Yeah,
talks
they
back.
do. Yeah, mine does. I've heard yours, CW. He talks back.
Yep. She talks back.
I'm just getting that selective hearing.
Mm.
That
Where's your
dog's as old as 7-Eleven hot dog. Yeah, Petey Pug's old, but he's still holding. So
Where's your dog, Mario? Is he gonna make a cameo appearance today?
No, he's being lazy, and he likes the couch. Is really comfy right now. He's just laying on the couch.
He's a cute dude. He's a cute
Yeah.
dude.
Like the couch, like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the cover on the back pulled down on top of her.
Mhm.
Look at that.
She's half wrapped up in it.
Yeah, but you know what?
Mine-
I'll be honest with you. The dogs, man. I'm telling you, dogs are as. I wish I would have known a lot of more of this before. You know, when I was earlier, I was going through my PTSD and my depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like dogs are
Awesome.
they're amazing.
there's a reason they're man's best friend.
Yep.
I
She
got
don't let me
two.
get too far. She doesn't follow me downstairs. Well, she does follow me downstairs, but then she goes back up. And then a couple hours later, she'll come back down to see where I am. But if I'm upstairs somewhere, if I'm outside, she wants to be with me. She wants to go to the store. She wants to go in the car, outside, the garage, the yard. She wants to be right there next to me.
Here's a little conundrum for you. Last night I was in the reloading room playing with some stuff, and of course my oldest shepherd was right there with me. And this afternoon, I get home from work, and the younger shepherd greets me at the door, and I'm like, "Where's your sister? Where's she at?" And he takes off through the house. He goes in there to the reloading room and wakes her up. She was laying at the bench waiting on me to come back and keep going again. She gets up, comes walking out the room, and she's like, "No." She was sleeping so good, and I woke her up.
How'd it go again?
Come on.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, my little female Jack Russell, she's got separation anxiety. I can't hardly be away from her too long, and that's tough. That can be tough. Little Bodie, my youngest Jack Russell, he doesn't give a crap. And he barged out of the truck today. Thank God I had the rope on him. After that rooster I've got loose in the yard, he came within 2 inches, man. He mouth open, jaws ready to get that rooster. I'm kind of glad he didn't get a hold of him. I think that rooster might whip his ass, but I'm not sure.
All right.
We have a new arrival on the panel to say hello to.
Hey, fellers, how's everybody
Hey,
doing?
Billy, what's going on, bro?
Oh, not much. Sorry I'm late. Got the grandkids here tonight, and so.
Don't worry about that, man. We're just from your pay.
Mario ate all the pizza.
Oh yeah, I look it.
Speaking of pizza, that's what we had for dinner tonight.
Texas 6 is driving and listening. How you doing, 6? You be careful out there, brother. We're showing we're already blessed with 37 wonderful viewers. So, y'all want to get started on the topic?
Let's roll.
So, let me see if I can do this.
It's weird that
Yeah.
Jamie always says, "Let me see if I can do this," and then 5 seconds later, it's done.
I don't want to seem cocky or arrogant.
It's okay. It's okay to be modest. God.
Now, tonight we're going to talk about the Winchester Model 1873. And later on, we'll talk about the movie. But y'all remember we've been talking about the heck dang development of lever actions, and not so much just Winchester. We want to break off into different models today. 6 shot his 73 today. I wish you was here, 6. You could probably tell us more than we already know. So we were talking about the help me, the yellow boy.
Henry's?
Yeah.
The Henry repeating rifle. And then in 1866, they developed the loading gate, and it became the improved Henry rifle of 1866. But they didn't call it that. They called it that. They called it the improved Henry to start with when Winchester got the rights. And y'all remember had that toggle system for the bolt to the lever kind of thing going on, and we looked at that. So in 1873 was a big step up for not just lever actions, but firearms in general.
Yep.
And we're still 10 to 15 years away from the development of smokeless powder. So we're still talking about black powder guns here. But the big improvement for the 73 over the 60 or the 66 is the cartridge. But we'll take a little bit of these guns were the first ones that were designated by Winchester by the year. So it was the Henry repeating rifle, then it was the Winchester repeating rifle, and after the 73s came out, they started calling them the Model 60s and the Model 66s. But the big improvement here is the cartridge. Remember, the Henry was a caseless cartridge. The 66 had a cartridge, but it was rimfire and it was copper, and they would burst all the time. So with the advent of the 73, we've got the first brass case in a centerfire cartridge, and it was called, anybody want to take a guess?
4440.
That's not what Winchester called it.
44 Winchester centerfire.
There you go.
WCF. Yeah, but when other people started making it, like Colt later for their Frontier pistols, they called it the 4440. Absolutely. Why? Because they didn't want Winchester markings on their firearms, right?
Makes sense.
That went on up until the early 20th century.
Man, that's still going on, dude.
It is. You're right.
So the 44 Winchester centerfire shot a 200 grain bullet with 40 grains of black powder, about 1,325 feet per second. And this was a big improvement over those other cartridges because they were shooting that same 200 grain bullet, but they were barely getting up to 1,200 feet per second. So another big thing we need to notice here. Now, this is a modern picture of a modern firearm, but the design is still the same. And you can still go buy these today, obviously, but we can't scroll down to show you some of the different models that are available now because they all have price tags on them. We might do that anyway. So they notice that there's no more brass or gunmetal receiver, so the yellow boy's gone at this point. They're making the receivers out of iron or steel, and because it's lighter and stronger and easier to work with. They also added a automatic dust cover to the top right there of the receiver. You know, they eject from the top, and what would happen is you would close it when you got done shooting, but when you ran the lever, or the finger loop as they called it, it would automatically open the dust cover. That was an improvement. So Winchester manufactured these from 1873 up until 1923, and then they've started production again with the advent of the cowboy action shooting and stuff like that. They made 720,000 of these things, so almost 750,000 of them in that 50 years between 73 and 23. They were available in a 20-inch carbine that held 12 rounds in the magazine. The rifle was 24 inches, held 15 rounds, and the musket had a 27-inch barrel and held 17 rounds in the magazines. And with the advent of the 73, they had a whole lot of custom features that you could add, and I guess I'm gonna have to anyway.
It ain't like we're selling them, Jamie.
Well, we're not, but for the base gun was $35. You can spend between $35 and $55, and guess what? The 4440 or the 44 Winchester centerfire, was reloadable. And Winchester actually offered a reloading kit for their rifle. It came with a bullet mold, and it came with the stuff you needed to reload it. All you needed was lead, primers, and powders. And the guy was watching and doing this research. He said that the hardest of those to come by was obviously the primers. So the deal with us and the primers, it ain't nothing new. So there you go.
I just wish you could still pick them up for those prices.
Yeah, well, we're fixing to take a quick glimpse at that.
Yeah, you can't even buy ammo for those prices.
Right.
What was let's see, average pay for a cowboy for a month was $30.
$30 to $40.
Mm-hmm.
There's your competition carbide high grade. Notice it's the round barrel, so it'd be lighter. Color case hardened receiver and covers. That's your 150th anniversary model. That's the short color case hardened short rifle. Octagon barrel sporter.
You try to blow this up so I can read this stuff.
And this is just Winchester.com. Y'all can go find this on your
You think
machine.
you think Billy the Kid bought his or stole his?
It don't matter.
He probably just picked it up.
He acquired it.
Yeah, he acquired it.
Main thing is he used it.
Yeah.
This right here is my favorite one. It's the one on the bottom. It just looks more authentic, more old, more worn. Great looking wood on that gun, but not a super shiny finish. Color case hardened octagon barrel. That would be my favorite out of the bunch. What
Yeah,
about y'all?
that's pretty sexy right there.
Any of y'all got a favorite?
I like the carbines. I like the short barrels.
Anybody want to give me one, I wouldn't slap him in the head.
That one right there is pretty nice too.
I want the Gus McCrae veneer sight on the back.
Yes, sir.
That one's a little too much for me.
Yeah,
I love the wood. I don't like the gold inlay or any of that mess.
Well, that's going to be a safe queen anyway, you know.
Well, I want to be that guy that says I don't own any safe queens, but I think we all have guns that we're not going to take out and get beat up. Anybody else got anything to say about the rifle?
I know that my my friends that are in cowboy action shooting discovered that the 1873 was never meant for cowboy action shooting, and they were glad it had a side plate, so it was easily rebuilt. So they wear them things out quick.
Yeah, they do. And with you get a 73 with that short stroke kit in there, man, anything else ain't going to keep up with it.
No, it's like a machine gun.
For at least 15 rounds.
Yeah, that's right.
We might show one of these trailers for the movie if we can get by with it. Well, we won't know till we do it.
Never know till you try, brother.
Let me go back and catch up on some comments. I know some of our viewers have put some good stuff in there. Yeah, that's right, Paul. Paul Loud said it was the AR-15 of its day.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we need to talk about Walt's comment here about shotgun stock. What that means, if my understanding is correct, and I'm sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but the shotgun stock doesn't have a big bow in the back of the stock.
Right up the butt. It's a flatter butt that goes against your shoulder instead of the forearm, the forearm grip, the curve in it that goes in the crook of your shoulder, crook of your arm.
Yeah, Walt says he's had his since '88. Not rebuilt yet.
Cool.
There's Ricky Baird. Y'all say hey to Ricky Baird.
Hey, Ricky Baird.
Hey, Ricky.
What's up, Ricky?
That's cool too. The chamber insert to 44 special. Glenn Davis, I don't think it comes with a big loop, but I bet you could order one.
Yeah, I'm sure you could now.
Yeah, I don't think they had a trapper model of a 73. Supposedly that was real popular in Montana and cold places where people wore mittens.
Well, you can't blame them. -40 is pretty dang cold.
Oh yeah, I ain't blaming nobody. Mm.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Paul, because there's just not as much to move. When you're that 73, you're moving that bolt back with those two toggles that we looked at last week.
But the 92 was designed by no other than
John Moses Browning.
uh-huh.
Okay, he's calling it Central Fire. That makes sense. Fuzz says the 92s, and we're getting there, Fuzz. We're going to talk about the 92 if y'all put up with me long enough. So I think that's where we're up to. That's a good thing to do, Mark. Sarah Juski. Did I say that right? I'm sure I didn't. That guy right there. Michael Hurtneck, what's going on, brother? We're going to do the call out the side chat here in a minute. Walks 1876 will probably be next week, and then the Burgess, I just need to do some research and find out where it fits in there. It may need to come before the 76. May need to come right after.
I'm sorry, I'm eating a little bit of dessert right now.
I was like, dang, a dang emerald.
I'm almost done.
So yeah, man, about that, Glenn. Red Raiders listening while driving.
I hope you don't fall asleep. Just kidding. No, I just got a question. I mean, at this point, these 1873s that are being made, I mean, they're really nice and everything, but I mean, do a lot of people still buy those? I mean, there's still real like a need because I figure the older ones will probably have more of a collector type of uh, going along with it. But
It's a nostalgia thing, Mario. I've sold one in 10 years. Okay.
okay,
They're not cheap.
yeah, they're not cheap. I could tell you that.
They're very sought after in the cowboy action shooting world with a short stroke kit on. Collectors want that real thing, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But right now, we're fixing to call out the side chat, and since
Walter's not
here,
here.
we got to come up with something for y'all to type in by ourselves. So
73.
1873.
there you go. Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies was in there first. There's Michael Hurtneck. And they're off the page. Hold on, let me back up here. So we got Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies is on the panel, and then the side chat, he was first in because he made it up. Then Service Venator, Bama Dad's out there, Michael Hurtneck. Excuse me, Mike the Rebel Hester is on the panel, and then the Side chat, CW long shots is 739. I don't know what that means. Oh, I get it. 73. Then, okay. Glenn Davis is out there joining us tonight. Mario Mosen is on the panel in the side chat. There's Vanessa Kitty. Paul Loud's out there. Hillbilly Up. Duffer 426. Edward Petty. Vanessa Kitty. Walks Fletcher. Cowboy Action is shrinking. Bama Dad's out there. I was able to spend some time with Bama Dad this week. Let's see. Walks Fletcher is out there. Dwayne 7834. Kyle Lusk is also on the panel. Lab Mining 44. What's going on, brother? Run 2A Matters. Old one guy. Hillbilly Up is on the panel in the side chat as well. Dale Pogue. Kyle Lusk again. He put laugh out loud this time so he can make fun of me for calling him out more than once.
No, the first time I put 1973. That's what my phone corrected it to.
So now we're really making fun of Jamie, right? Anyway,
That was the Brady Bunch,
Man,
man.
you need to start
Yeah.
having that iRobot phone of yours.
yeah. So Garage Guy 879's out there. Tim S. Mark, yes, definitely Hot Pot Guy is a caster. Edward Petty again. Texas 6 is out there. M. Gabriel and Timothy Burkett's out there. Michael Hurtneck. Papa's Place. Excuse me. Yeah, I get that one, Vanessa. And I think we're up to date at this point. Look, coming in the house right here, if I can make it work. There he is, Mark Thomas.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, Mark.
Sorry I'm a little bit late. Couldn't be helped.
man, that beer is looking fabulous, bro. Did you
Thank
put
you.
some juices and berries on it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They put a focus on it.
Bacon grease is what helps.
Yeah. I like to put that
Oh,
behind my
man.
ears too.
That looks like Soul
Pretty gross,
Glow
I like.
freaking for the beer.
So go for the beers.
Yeah.
Glow.
So we want to say hi to Ozzy Osbourne. He's working tonight. And remember, Red Raider Reloading's in the truck. So he's out there as well. We're showing 51 of you fine folks out there this evening. So welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I hate to be that guy, but maybe if y'all could go over and pop that like button, give us a thumbs up or something, that might help. I don't know if it will or not. They're probably still going to boot us off whenever they get ready to anyway. So this is the next part of the topic. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Who saw the movie Winchester 73?
Who didn't?
But I've been a long time, but I've seen it.
Who that star?
Cary Grant.
Jack Elam. No,
Jimmy,
I-
Jimmy,
Hold on, let me
Stewart.
Google it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart, Shelley Winters, I believe it was. Back when she was
Slim. The same gal that was in the Poseidon Adventure. Good Lord.
Boy, she changed a lot, didn't she?
Yeah. She was upside down mostly in the Poseidon Adventure. Whoa.
You
What?
guys are awesome. Look at that snitch over there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, wasn't that like Dodge City or something like that, where you're supposed to be at? Or
As a matter of fact, it was. Good work. Good work. Dodge City.
Was Kansas.
Yeah.
Was
West
Miss
Kansas.
was Miss Kitty in it? No.
No, but she should have been. Amanda Blake is awesome.
That's the funny thing about the state of Kansas. That's 490 miles of nothing. You got 14 feet of city on the east side of the state and 14 feet of city on the west side of the state. And in between there is 490 miles of nothing.
Well, there's a big deer. Really big deer.
You must be crossing it up on I-70.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do y'all remember the gun that they were giving away in the movie? It was a shooting contest, right? The winner of the shooting contest won the 1 of 1,000 Winchester 73.
From Western Auto.
Not this one. Not this one. You know, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to anyway. The one used in the movie still has the plaque on the side, still has the gold inlay on the plates and in the flats of the octagon barrel. Is going up for auction May 2nd through the 4th at the Rock Island Auction Company's May auction in, I think it's Bedford, Texas. Help me out, Six. I think it's in Bedford, Texas anyway. So this is the thing. 1 of 1,000, and they were touted for their tremendous accuracy. So basically, we already talked about the price of a standard Winchester 73 from Winchester, ranged basically from $35 to $55. You get the reloading kit for $5 more, and then you start adding on the piling on the extras and piling on the extras, the deluxe wood and different sight configurations. Good to see James Pugh out there. Y'all pray for James. He's had a rough time. He had surgery this week, so
I'm sorry,
y'all
James.
keep him in your prayers, if you will. So they started making these higher price guns, and they called them 1 of 1,000. And the plan was when they got to 1,000, they're going to quit making them. They're going to quit offering the program, right? So with at double the price, that kind of priced them out of the reach for most folks. So, and they were special order guns. You had to order one to buy one, and the idea was to quit at 1,000, so you'd have a special and collectible gun made to your own specifications. So, at double the price, they didn't sell. Winchester actually made approximately 132 of them. And right now, we know of 57 of them that remain in existence. So if you can come up with one that says 1 of 1,000 in cursive writing, right up there on the barrel close to the receiver, guess what? You hit the jackpot. So go look in your granddaddy's gun safes and
Attic.
everywhere.
Yeah, under the basement floorboards.
Okay, so this started, I reckon, right about the time they introduced them in 1873, but they did the same thing for the 1876s in 1876, and they only made 55. They only sold 55 of those guns, and only 21 of those are known to be in existence. So after they shut down the program and they didn't stay open, but the program didn't stay open for 5 or 6, 7 years, and they just scuttled the program because nobody was ordering them. And so there was a period of dead silence all the way up until 1945 when this dude named Stuart Lake, he was an author, and he started kicking around this movie idea about following the life of a rifle through the Old West. And so he entered negotiations with Winchester and a publicity agency. And this guy who was sent to their case, assigned to their program, was called William H. Depperman. And I've been told that every gun collector should know that fellow's name. So they started the search for the one of 1,000 original rifles. They wanted to know how many of them were still in existence and all that kind of stuff.
So it was a history project as well as a movie then.
No, it was an advertising.
Yeah.
Well, the object was to sell movie tickets and to sell Winchester rifles at the same time. But what wound up happening is the awareness of collectible firearms that we are enjoying today. So let me finish telling you about this. So it started with a magazine article in the May of 1950 by Depperman, and I forgot what magazine it was in. So they printed up these wanted posters for the one of 1,000 Winchester rifles. And they, the first 20 people that certified that they owned one of the 1 in 1,000 rifles, the first 20 of them won a brand new Winchester 94 deer rifle. But they had to print a disclaimer at the bottom of the wanted posters that said, you know, we don't want your 1 of 1,000. We just want to know how many of them are still in existence. But this ad campaign by William Depperman really brought gun collecting to the forefront of in 1950 in America in the Old West. And man, I'm telling you guys, 1950 was the heyday of the Hollywood Western in America. I mean, they couldn't have picked a better time to do it.
Yeah, I had to run over and watch the quick trailer just a minute ago when he's talking. Just because I mean, I remember the movie, but I couldn't remember everything. But they had on the screen their greatest outdoor drama of all time.
Yeah, I got to go watch that movie again. It's been probably 8 or 10 years since I've seen it. Yeah, so y'all try to remember William H. Depperman. The guy that wrote it was Stuart Lake, and there was a new head of Winchester at that particular time.
Well, I guess scoring Jimmy Stewart as a star, he was big in that time, wasn't he?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he was already big at that time.
Yeah, he was.
He still wasn't no Augustus McCrae.
No. and I have to give a nod. This has nothing to do with 1873s, but the time period. We lost Val Kilmer, who played, and I saw on the news they gave kudos to his performance in Top Gun and The Doors, and didn't say a thing about Tombstone.
Which
Not
is
one.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, so in the Winchester 73 movie, the Dodge City shooting competition takes place on July 4th, 1876, the 100th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
What are they shooting at, Jamie? I forget. Like I said, it's been years.
Don't know, but I got some trailers. The whole movie's on
Hulu.
No, on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's where they also started that phrase, "the gun that won the West."
Yeah.
I bet it's a big deal back then to have one of them 73s.
Yeah, it was.
I got a friend of mine that I went to high school with. His dad had a lot of old Winchester lever guns and stuff. I'm sure he's still got them. I need to get with him and see exactly what he's sitting on. He's got more gun safes than I've got toolboxes, which is saying a lot.
Let's see if we can get an official trailer up for the movie here. It's about 2 minutes. Y'all think we can get away with it?
I won't tell. Hey, FBI agent, turn your head.
What about y'all in the Hey Hobbies Hobo? Happy Fridays. Paul Loud says our secret's safe with him. I know Walks, but this is TV movie stuff, man. A historian I heard talking about it said that there's a crutch there. A lot of the Indians that were fighting Custer in 1776, is that right? 1876, Mark. Little Battle of Little Bighorn. Come on, history teacher.
Yeah. Well, we don't quite go back that far in the class that I teach. So I don't teach it every year. I'm not going to know it. But it sounds about right.
All right, let's see if we. Yeah, all right. So this is the crutch there. And thanks, Walks. That trapdoor Springfield was a single shot, and Custer and his troops had those, and they had the 1873 Colts revolvers. And so all the cowboys in the Old West, they were buying these Winchesters, but they were jealous of that round and that spring door that the Army had. They wanted something with power enough to kill buffaloes and elk and feed themselves and then protect themselves against grizzly bears and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of the Indians had the 1860s, 1866, and a few of them even had the 73s already. So wonder how they got their ammunition. I know it don't matter. That's just the way my mind works. All right, let's see if we can do this here. Okay.
Well, they always had that, illegal gun trader or whatever, the old man in the wagon or whatever.
Yeah, that everybody hated.
Seems they knew all about your Springfields being single shot.
You mean they had repeaters?
Yeah. Only this time we just might outfox them.
On account of we got 2 Winchesters.
To 7 people, this gun was a magnet, a treasure, a weapon that promised life and dealt out death. For this saga of the West, Universal International has assembled a matchless cast. James Stewart, whose personal feud led to one of the grimmest manhunts ever filmed. Shelley Winters, trigger sharp and dangerous in her own way. Dan Duryea as vicious Waco Johnny Dean, who killed to get the gun. Stephen McNally, brutal, deadly, who wanted the rifle to slaughter men.
Sound like an Indian trader, but with all that smoke in the hills and you with no gun. Why don't you shoot?
The man's right. Give him a gun.
Supposing I don't tell you. Then what?
Where is he? Where is he?
Just in case you...
I know how to use it. I understand about the last one.
That dramatic music. Good
So
Lord.
if you were at the movie show and then the ads come on for the next and previews they call them, you would see that in probably 49 or 50, 1950. I wish, Mark, it'd be cool to watch a movie with all you guys. All out. Got their ammunition by Pony Express.
Good old Wells Fargo.
You ain't kidding, Walks. They butchered all of them. Millions and millions of them. Toy Town Inc., I have not.
I have. I've seen one. I don't know if it was custom done or came from the factory that way, but I've seen one.
So anyway, I thought y'all would be interested in the history of the rifle and the history of the movie and the ad campaign and how it really changed rifle collecting. And I thought some of you may be interested in the fact that Rock Island Auction Company has that exact that movie gun, the one that Jimmy Stewart used in the movie, going up on auction on May 2nd through the 4th.
I bet if we all put in $20, we could have a chance at it. Not.
Yeah.
$20 for every year we were alive, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
I think if everybody on the panel and everybody in the side chat put in $5,000, we might get close.
Yeah, but if we won it, then we'd all share it. Then, oh boy, would that be a problem? All right, it comes to so and so's house this week.
No, we need to forget that idea.
There's too many transfers involved in that one.
Yeah, that's right.
I watched a video on how to get on the ATF's watch list. I think that would be up there towards number one.
If there's an ATF left after the month's out.
Yeah, well, we can only hope. I say they get rid of every single alphabet agency, period. I don't care who it is. Start over.
Well, there you go.
Well, but we could, if we raise money like that, we could fly it around in our private jet to each other's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we have to do is just dig a runway.
Badge it. Yeah, there you go.
I got some fairly straight streets around my house with no power lines overhead. We run underground power.
That's going to be a problem for me.
We'll airdrop it. I'll rig the chute.
There you go.
Anybody got anything to say about the 73?
I got something to say about the movie, though.
All right.
They don't advertise movies like that no more.
No,
they don't.
You think about it, a blockbuster comes on, and 5 weeks later, you're renting it on pay-per-view.
That's what I'm waiting on when anything that comes out in the movies that I want to see, I just sit in my living room and wait for it to show up.
Well,
I mean, let's face it, $3.99 to rent it or just watch it free, whatever.
And make your own popcorn, and you can drink beer, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
movie theaters around here, you can drink beer and eat cheeseburgers and all kinds of stuff. You can order them straight from your reclining seat.
Yeah, well, you can in Charlotte, but I ain't going there. So,
right. Well, I ain't paying $80 to watch a damn movie either.
No. There's certain movies I want to see on the big screen. If they came up with a correct remake of 73, I'd probably go watch it at the movie theater. But the last movie I saw at the movie theater was Top Gun Maverick, and that was a 2-year wait. You know, they shut production down because of COVID, and it didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint at all.
It was a spectacular movie.
Oh yeah, my daughter was sitting next to me and said, "Daddy, you're pulling G's. Stop." Oh, I was driving that plane. I was driving that plane.
Rebel, I think the tickets are really cheap with that new woke Snow White movie. I think they're like really, really cheap.
Well, yeah,
I think you buy one ticket, they give you $100 just to sit through it.
If tell you how bad it is, Hillbilly, I don't even know what movie you're talking about. So I don't keep up with what's coming up. The next John Wick will be fun, but I'll watch it on pay-per-view. But they don't do movies like that anymore. You know, I mean, the dramatic music and all that kind of stuff. That was not only was that the heyday of the Western, but that was the heyday of the movies. Period.
All right, what was the old John Wayne movie that they remade where he's got an eye patch and
True Grit?
Thank you. Now that remake was a pretty good movie.
You talking about with Jeff Bridges?
Yes.
Yes, that was a great movie. There's people that hate it because it didn't. I'm like, John Wayne's been dead, okay?
The eye patch is on the wrong eye, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I know. But actually, I have the book, True Grit, the original little mini novel, and the Jeff Bridges, because the John Wayne movie, True Grit, and then Rooster Cogburn, Rooster Cogburn was sort of a break-off sequel that didn't have anything to do with the book. But there were some things that were in the book, little scenes in there that happened. But the Jeff Bridges book was a little bit more true to the original novel that was written, and a little bit grittier. I mean, you see Maddie growed up and she's lost her arm to the rattlesnake, you know, and
yeah, it was a good flick.
I thought so.
Of course, this was after seeing the original one like 500 times, but
oh yeah.
Mark Thomas brings up I don't know, he's quoting song lyrics here.
It's happened to the best of us.
Yeah, that ain't what I'm going to talk about. What really happened to Randolph Scott? Do you guys know? Do you know who Randolph Scott was?
Was he an actor?
He was a big-time cowboy actor.
Yep.
Right.
Very big.
Very big. Matter of fact, there's a group of 7 films made between, I think it was 1950 and 1955, except don't hold me to that. They're called the Renowned Westerns. If you can watch them, I recommend all of them. But they're a series of 7 films made by him and Bob. I can't remember the last name. I can see it.
Not Ford, is it?
No, not John Ford.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
And Hawks wasn't around till John Wayne's color movies. So everybody of mine, while you're looking that up, Jamie, that's come in the shop this week is come in and they're all like-minded. They'll look at me and go, "Why, Mike Hester, you madcap. What are you doing with that shotgun?" I'll look at them and say, "Well, so-and-so, I forgot that you were there. You may go now."
If we weren't friends, I don't think I could bear it.
That's it.
But leave that shotgun.
Yeah, believe it, shotgun.
Okay, 7 men from now. Bud Bodicher, screenplay by Burt Kennedy. Randolph Scott, Gail Russell, Lee Marvin, Walter Reed, John Larks, Don Red Barry.
Oh, you lost me at Lee Marvin, man. There you go.
But Randolph Scott, Gail Russell, and Lee Marvin's pretty good starting 3, right?
Yeah, but don't tell me what happened to Randolph Scott. What happened to Randolph Scott?
Well, before you know that, you've got to understand the fame and the star power of Randolph Scott. I bet somebody in the side chat has already told us what happened to Randolph Scott.
I saw a Blazing Saddles reference.
Walt Fletcher said he's retired, played golf. He may have. He was actually blackballed from
Paul Loud. Let's have a spelling contest.
He's an educated man.
Now I know I hate him.
In vino veritas.
So Randolph Scott was blackballed from making movies in Hollywood. Does anybody know why?
Because he had a good head on his shoulders?
He starred in early pornographic films. No,
That's
I don't.
what his boyfriend said. He had a good head on.
Ooh, okay, never mind.
Who was his boyfriend, Mark Thomas?
Cary Grant.
You got it.
He wasn't making movies in the basement with Hogan's Hero, was he?
Hogan to do it with anybody.
I don't know about that. I've heard.
I saw nothing.
I've heard that.
I love that outburst.
What was his name? Who can remember his name?
What
Hogan's Hero.
Oh shit. God. Come on, Tread. Where you at, Google Master? I could do it, but somebody. Bob Crane. That's it.
Bob Crane. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I knew it was it.
Yeah, he was kind of sick.
So they let me find a list of the movies.
Yeah, they need to have a thing. Whatever happened to Bob Crane? Because they ain't never figured that out, have they?
No, they still haven't.
The
Directed
nights.
by Bud Boddicker. And
He was found strangled to death.
if y'all are willing to write these down, they're all are great, great, great cowboy movies. You can buy them all 6 discs for a price. The Tall T, based on a story by Elmore Leonard. Decision at Sundown.
Now, Jamie, you've already told me the man was a switch hitter, and now I'm taking these titles to a whole different place. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh Lord.
These are all B movies, but they're great cowboy movies.
It's kind of like the Horse Soldiers with John Wayne. That was kind of a B movie, but it was an excellent movie.
Maybe there's not 7 of them. Maybe there's only 6. The Tall T, Decision at Sundown, Buckhannon Rides Alone, Ride Lonesome, Comanche Station.
Get out of my head.
I think I've seen Comanche Station.
You probably have.
I have.
You nasty man.
Well, it wasn't no Brokeback Mountain movie. Damn.
Well, now just
I
on your
wish I
regular,
could quit you.
now on just your regular antenna, if you gotta get enough signal, you can get some Western channels. And I'll be laying there, getting ready to go to bed, and I'll flip over there and something will be coming on. She wore a yellow rose or whatever, and it's like, man, I don't need to start watching this. And I'll end up starting watching it, and then 2 hours later, I'm like, man, I should have went to bed.
We've all done that, man.
I mean, once you start watching them, it's like I can't stop.
Well, then again, on that same note,
You have
the
issues.
best movies I've ever seen were movies that I never should have watched in the first place. You just start watching them and you get sucked in. Oh, come on.
I didn't say nothing.
Touche. Yeah, I had to throw some French in there.
Wee wee.
You leave the wee wee out of this.
Sacre bleu.
Oh, geez.
Well, Randolph, though, I remember watching, I can't remember the name of it, but one show he was in, and, it was a Western, but, it was funny. I mean, it was, right on along as a comedy Western, and he did several different movies, though.
What are we talking about?
I can't
That's
remember
like
the name of it.
watching Joe Dirt for 1.5 hours. You're like, what happened? Or The Toxic Avenger.
I agree with Timothy Burkett.
Robert Crane, Bob Crane.
I recently revisited Once Upon a Time in the West. Now that is a Western. Charles Bronson, that opening scene is friggin' awesome.
It is.
You know what I'm talking about, Jamie?
I do.
Well, my dad, he liked, Dean Martin, but he did not want to watch a Western Dean Martin. He goes, it's just not Western with him in it, But now I like Dean Martin in Westerns,
I did too. I liked him in Sons of Katie Elder and uh, what's the two movies that are alike? Rio El Dorado and Rio de Janeiro. I can't remember.
Rio
But,
Grande.
mm-mm. One was early and starred Robert Mitchum as the drunk, and had Ricky Nelson as Colorado. And when he took his cowboy hat off, his hair was perfect. I never understood that. And
They put Aqua in that. That's what happens.
a very big time, big time. And he kept smoking through that movie. I'm like, dude, them
You
can't
talking
be
about
real.
Rio Bravo?
Them can't
I
be
think
real.
the name of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Rio Lobo.
Real
Mm-hmm.
Loco.
Lobo. Okay.
Well,
I'm like,
what's funny?
they can't be real matches because your hair would catch on fire.
Well, what's funny that like those actors, like you're talking about, the Hollywood actor type deals like Ricky Nelson, they have their hat and it's tipped way up in the air, like it's not shedding any light, keep giving you any shade at all, because they won't mess their hair up.
There's that.
Ricky Nelson was supposed to be the two gun badass in that movie, and
Yeah, all we can think is I went to a garden party.
yeah, right.
No, right?
I know that's why Kentucky Rimfire don't wear a hat. He don't like to mess his hair up.
So, Chad, what's some of your favorite westerns? Do you watch them at all?
I don't go back as far as you all do.
You don't have to look far to find a good western. Some of the best ones were recent.
Like Quigley Down Under and Outlaw Josie Wells and
Mm-hmm.
When you hang a man, you better look at him.
Probably one of the best, darkest westerns ever made was Unforgiven.
Yeah.
That was a
With,
great.
with another hero we just lost.
Yep.
Oh, but Bama Dad, three of my favorites are that trilogy with Clint Eastwood and
Good to bad, and Lee Van Cleef and Tuco, whoever that actor was.
uh, I can't remember his name. Pale Rider is awesome, absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hell or High Water, but yeah, Garage Guy ain't kidding. Hell on Wheels, that is a great, great, great series. Okay, that's it, Paul. Fistful of Dollars,
Few dollars more.
and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yep.
Spaghetti westerns.
Yep. Anybody know, not on the panel, why they call them spaghetti westerns?
They were made in.
And not on the
Not
panel.
on the panel, dude.
Eli Wallach is Tuco.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Jerry Lewis was a faster draw than Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
Yep.
Garage Guy got it. Hobby's got it.
Garage Guy is.
All right. What was the first, not on the panel, Kyle, what was the first Clint Eastwood Western produced and made in the United States after Hang 'em High, after he did all the spaghettis? What was the first one?
Why'd you single me out?
Because you jumped me.
I don't know, but I got a guess.
I wish I could quit you.
You're not counting Rawhide.
No, that's a TV series. I'm talking about a movie.
Okay. Well, you didn't. Yeah. I just want to make sure.
There you go.
That was my guess, Timothy.
What is it?
Two Mules for Sister Sarah.
Nope, I don't think so.
Joe Kidd, Hang 'em High were Clint Eastwood's best westerns. All the others were trash.
What's the High Plains Drifter was the first
Oh,
in America, where he paints the town red.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that come out in the 80s.
No, it did not.
I was late 60s, early 70s.
I was going to say like 74.
Yep.
Yeah, it might have been later than that.
And I
remember going to the theater to watch that.
Dirty Harry, those movies, and one Gran Torino was way later. Paul.
Yeah, Gran Torino was late 90s, early 2000s or something.
And so was Unforgiven. Unforgiven was
98, I think.
Yeah, my favorite line in Unforgiven is the whole movie. I ain't like that no more. Until he's like that, you know.
Bama Dad says, nope, Star in the Dust, 1956. Clint Eastwood was making cowboy movies in 1956.
Well, hell, he was only 40 back then.
Yeah, I was thinking of Unforgiven when I was talking about the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Unforgiven's a good, really good movie. And I don't blame him. I would have.
Is that the one where what's her name rode side saddle out of the burning whorehouse and said, "White Oaks, y'all can kiss my ass"?
No.
Which one was that?
I'm trying to think.
Well, Unforgiven's like he shows up like a priest.
No,
that's Pale Rider.
That's Pale Rider. Unforgiven is
that's got Gene Hackman in it.
Yeah, these two cowboys cut up some prostitutes because they make fun of his little thing, and they put up a reward to kill him, and it gets all the way down to Missouri, and Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman hook up with some young fella who's a braggadocio, and they go to kill these cowboys. And they do.
Garage guy. Any which way but loose, it was made out west. Come think
Right turn, Clyde.
Scrap the caddy, Clyde.
That was such a great movie.
Yeah, it was.
Do you know it was only last year I finally watched The Shootist all the way through. I couldn't bring myself to watch it because it was John Wayne's last movie, and I finally watched it all the way through.
But we don't count that one, and we don't count the Cowboys either. Hobbies, it's like if John Wayne dies in it, we don't count that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You don't count Iwo Jima either.
Right. Or that movie where he was a diver and drowned.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the name of that thing.
He played some pretty cool, in the 80s, played some pretty cool detective movies.
Yeah.
I thought were pretty neat. They don't get shown a lot, but in his cowboy movies, and I still find a pistol because I have sciatica is most comfortable right on my right ass cheek. I mean, if John Wayne wore it that way, why can't I? You know, so it doesn't bother my back near as bad.
Mark, go ahead. Some of your favorites.
We've named most of them.
I know, right? Wouldn't leave you much to pick from.
I love the soundtrack from Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I mean, that is a spectacular soundtrack.
We were talking about Sergio Leone of the Good, Bad, and the Ugly, director of the spaghetti westerns, and how underrated he was by American tastes. How he would draw in to not only an eyeball but a bead of sweat on a man's face and play that music almost to the point of where you're like, if he doesn't cut that off, I'm changing the channel, and then boom, that's when the action started. Um, he just had a different way of directing. There's never been another guy like him.
I guess one we didn't name, but we've talked about before, was the Comancheros. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And who could forget one of the best westerns of all times, The Three Amigos?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I'm offended by that. That
Thank
is no
you.
bueno.
Yeah, I agree, Mario. Mm. Mm. And
That's
who
like me
agreed?
saying my favorite movie is Speedy Gonzales with Sylvester.
As long as it had Slowpoke Rodriguez in it.
Don't you agree
Man, I
that
swear nowadays they would not those kind of cartoons would not happen nowadays.
no, they won't. They don't.
And it's
They
a
don't.
damn shame.
How about Chico and the Man?
No.
That's a sad one too, man.
Don't you agree that Outlaw Josey Wells was all actually two movies? I mean, you had the first part, and then you had Sandra Locke.
Isn't that where you threw the kid in the pond?
No. Outlaw Josey Wells is they kill his family. He's in Missouri. The Kansas Redlegs kill his family, and he joins the Confederacy. Supposedly, it's a guerrilla.
Oh, that's a Clint Eastwood movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
my bad.
Yeah. Got to watch the Missouri boat ride.
Yeah, exactly. And
Nacho Libre.
does it take out stains? But I can't stand Sandra Locke. And when she comes into that movie, I'm just like, oh, geez. I like the old Indian, but I hate Sandra Locke.
Well,
She
there at
ranks
the end
right
of that,
up there
though,
with. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hillbilly.
I was just gonna say, it was like you still see, like, it was pretty notable when he's talking to that Indian chief, and he's like, I come, with life or death, just that whole little deal between him and the chief, though, that was really good.
Yeah.
And the old Indian goes, now spit. He's directing it from 200 yards away. Now spit. What'd you start to say about Sandra Locke, Jamie?
To me, she ranks right up there with Yoko Ono.
Amen, brother. I got you. I'm there.
She wore a yellow ribbon. Boy, I ain't thought about that in a long time, Mark. Chisholm, War Wagon is great. Chisholm, all those are good movies. McClintock's
a great. That's my wife's favorite John Wayne movie. Comedy western.
Yeah, that one wouldn't fly today either, would it?
No.
No, not with him throwing Maureen O'Hara over his lap and spanking her butt. Yeah, man, the feminists would start burning bras again.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Whole different actor, but anybody ever seen Hombre?
Excuse me? I don't know.
Who was that? Who was that, Mark?
Paul Newman.
I have. I've got that saved in my library.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. His acting is his acting, but
yeah, and that makes you think of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Well, they got a whole class in SASS for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid where they allow 1911s. How about this is not really a cowboy movie, but it's a Western movie. And I don't really like the actor, but he's a good actor. He played a great part. The Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story of God,
A true mountain man.
a true mountain man who got killed by or got mauled by a grizzly and like crawled 200 miles.
So this guy Elmore Leonard walked. You and Garage Guy keep bringing this guy up, and I brought him up when I was doing that renowned Western things. I got to check this dude out. Is he a screenwriter or is he an author of writes books? Yeah, Terry's reloading. Jeremiah Johnson to me ranks right up there with Josie Wales.
Terry, how dumb of me, of course. Yes. Jeremiah Liver Eaton Johnson, based on a true story.
There's the name, Hugh Glass.
That's it. Thank you, Mark.
Well, Walk's got it.
That's when the men were men and the women were too.
Okay. Walk said he writes for the screen and novels, screen and novels.
Can you skin Grizz?
Yeah. Can you skin Grizz, Pilgrim? If y'all skin them as fast as you can bring them. Comes running back with that grizzly bear. He says, skin that one, Pilgrim. I'll bring you another.
That movie right there, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, to me ranks right up there with Winchester 73.
Yeah, that's a great movie, Duffer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How about The Magnificent Seven?
I've not seen the second one, but I love the original.
The second one is good. I will give Denzel Washington credit. He is hell on wheels with a twist draw. And the stars in it are pretty daggum good. It's a really good remake.
The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance was just to me that movie is the definition of courage in a man. When you put aside your emotions and your fear and do what you know as a man you got to do. There's Abigail. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, well, so was Old Yeller, but I've only watched it once and I can't watch it no more.
Because you watched the end of it.
Yeah.
Shane. Y'all remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
That's an old one.
We were talking about Hondo earlier. That's a Louis L'Amour novel. You know, a lot of his novels were made into movies. And I don't know how many. I'd never read much of Zane Grey. I read everything Louis L'Amour wrote when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The Sacketts, Hondo, the first Quick and the Dead with Sam Elliott was a Louis L'Amour Western.
I'm sorry. The reference I made earlier, White Oaks, You Can Kiss My Ass, that was from Young Guns too.
Okay.
I thought it was the Gene Hackman one, but it's not.
The best line in Young Guns 1 was, "Did you see the size of that chicken?"
Okay. You guys are awesome.
Well, besides the Clint Eastwood trilogy, my next favorite Western trilogy was the dang it, My Name Is Nobody. Dang it.
Oh, you're talking about that's a spaghetti western too.
I can't think of the name right now. Trinity. The Trinity.
Trinity. Yeah.
Does.
My name is Trinity. My name is still Trinity, and I'm forgetting the last one.
Yeah, it got big. The third one got big enough. It had Henry Fonda in it.
I think Mike got it. My name is Nobody.
Yeah, my name is Nobody.
Well, that was the Henry Fonda was the bad guy in Once Upon a Time in the West, and his eyes in that scene where he shoots that kid. Holy crap! Henry Fonda was a good actor. Spawned a demon, but he's a good actor.
Okay.
Howdy, Walter.
There's Walter out there. Hey, buddy.
What's up, Walter? Yeah, Henry Fonda was a very versatile actor. I mean, he went from westerns to On Golden Pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm showing my age now.
Who played in To Kill a Mockingbird? Was that Henry Fonda, or was that who played the dad, the lawyer?
Okay. We got to get some business taken care of here. Kentucky Rimfire. I have his link pinned up at the top. I figured out how to do it. And it's 9:30. He's got to go start getting ready for his show this evening. And we're about to do the verse of the week. So what you got coming up this week, bud?
Oh man, going turkey hunting in the morning. Turkey season opens up tomorrow, and I was telling you guys earlier in the back chat that I was off all week. My wife had surgery Monday, and she's recovering from that, doing well. But I've been able to spend some time this week getting some videos created and edited, and I have 2 videos a week scheduled all the way out to mid-June. So stay tuned to the channel, and also come over and join us after Georgia Shooting Connection for a little bit of discussion about bench rest. Tonight we're going to talk about actions, and if we get through the actions part of it, we might dive on into the triggers portion of it. So, but that's what I got. And Jamie, thanks for having me on. As always, great show.
And y'all use lever actions in bench rest?
I have a category for every rimfire rifle there is. You show up, we'll put you somewhere.
All right.
So,
well, thank you for being here, man. And we always appreciate you hanging out with us. And y'all go over and check him out when we're done. He'll start a little bit after 10. We'll try to hurry and clear the deck for him and give him as much room as he needs. And we'll do the verse of the week. Tell him bye, Chad.
See y'all. Have a great week.
Chad.
See you, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here. Okay. Verse of the week. Somebody else left too, didn't he? No?
We lost CW earlier.
Oh. Dang, man. We got to do something about that. Yeah, as y'all know, we have been covering the night walks, the 7 I am statements of Jesus as recorded in John's Gospel. Tonight, we're going to talk about, let's see, which one is it? The 6th one. So we're almost through with this. But we got to get into it. We can't just go to that one verse. So we're going to start at John chapter 14, starting in verse 1. It says, this is Jesus talking. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God. Excuse me. You believe in God, believe also in me. Verse 2, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Verse 3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And where I go, you know, and the way you know. Verse 5, Thomas said to him, Lord, we do not know where you are going, and how can we know the way? And here's our verse in the I am statement. Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And verse 7, he says, if you had known me, you would have known my Father also. From now on, you know him and have seen him. So what's going on here is Jesus has started his march to the cross at this point. At the end of chapter 11, Jesus ends his public ministry and turns his ministry inward to his disciples. So in verse 12, we see 12 and 13 is basically the Lord's Supper and him washing their feet. And then the betrayer leaves. And he had just told them that one of them was a traitor and that he was going away. And now he's telling them, don't let not your heart be troubled. And you believe in God, believe in me. But we'll get down here to verse 6. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So this powerful I am statement of Christ is packed with meaning. Jesus is not merely one way among many ways to God. He is the only way. Scripture said that the very essence of God's word is truth. That's in Psalm 19, verse 160. Which says the very essence of your words is truth, and all your just regulations will stand forever. That's a New Living Translation. And here is Jesus proclaiming that he is the truth, confirming his identity as the Word of God. John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Then in John 1:14 says, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. And Jesus alone is the source of life. He is the creator and the sustainer of all life and the giver of eternal life. One of my favorites is David Guzik, and he says, where it says there, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus didn't say that he would show us a way. He said that he is the way. He didn't promise to teach us a truth. He said that he is the truth. Jesus didn't offer us the secrets to life. He said that he is the life. And you might think to yourself, well, I'm wandering about. I don't know where I'm going. Jesus is the way. If you think to yourself, I'm confused, I don't know what to think, Jesus is the truth. If you think to yourself, I'm dead inside and I don't know if I can go on, Jesus is the life. So in light of the soon events, this declaration was a paradox. Jesus's way would be the cross. He would be convicted by blatant liars. His body would soon lie lifeless in a tomb. Because he took the way, he is the way to God. Because he did not contest the lies, we can believe he is the truth. Because he was willing to die, he becomes the channel of resurrection, the life to us. Bruce cites Kempis there. Without the way, there is no going. Without the truth, there is no knowing. Without the life, there is no living. I am the way which thou must follow, the truth in which thou must believe, the life for which thou must hope. So that next line there, no one comes to the Father except by me. Guzik says Jesus made this remarkable statement, claiming that he was the only way to God. In this, he set aside the temple and its rituals, as well as other religions. It was a claim to have an exclusive way, truth, and life, the only pathway to God the Father, the true God in heaven. So understood plainly, this was one of the most controversial things Jesus said and the gospel writers recorded. Many people don't mind saying that Jesus was one legitimate way to God, but other religions and even individuals have their own legitimate ways to God. Many think it isn't fair for God to make only one way. Nevertheless, this is a consistent theme in the Bible. The Ten Commandments begin, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. Exodus 20, verses 2 and 3. So throughout the Old Testament, God denounced and mocked the supposed gods others worshipped. And that's in Isaiah and 1 Kings. The Bible consistently presents one true God, and Jesus is consistently presented as the only true way to the one true God. So there's really no middle ground here. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, or Jesus is the biggest fraud that ever hit the earth. He is who he said he is, or he's not. And we are the most pitiable among all people. But I choose to believe that he is who he said he was. And I'm one of probably over 2 million people who believe that same thing. And we call ourselves Christians, not because we're perfect, because we're far from perfect. We are Christians because we believe Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And that's our verse of the week. Y'all got questions or comments?
And you covered that really well, Jamie. I don't know what else I could add to it.
I've got more, but I don't want to beat y'all over the head with my Bible. I just want you to love each other, trust him, and see what he can do. He's made a big difference in my life, and I mess up all the time, terribly, every day, and I have to repent of these things. But the reason we do a verse of the week is because we love our people, we love our viewers, and we want y'all to know that there's hope in a hopeless world. And that's why we do what we do. All right. Too bad Walter ain't here. He loves John, don't he, Hillbilly?
Oh yeah, and I mean, John, like I like the way John writes, and he's just straight up, and and it's just that's when we uh, trying to, somebody, that wants to be saved, we go to John 3:16, and, and so, yeah, he does such a great job of, you know, of what Jesus is telling the disciples.
I tell people all the time when Jesus made this statement, he had to know what he was getting ready to go through. And that's more than I can even think of. I mean, he had to know. And he had to know it was going to be tough.
No doubt, brother.
I can't
Yeah,
imagine. I can't imagine.
And you know what, Rebel? If you were the only one that were going to come to belief in him and be saved, he would have still done it.
Oh, yeah. I know.
The one.
I know.
So, well, I hope y'all enjoyed learning a little bit about the Winchester 73, the movie, the ad campaign, and how that movie changed the world of gun collecting and pretty much established it as a thing. And
Very interesting. Very interesting.
that's why some of these old guns that you used to could pick up in a pawn shop for a couple $100, now they cost you like $3,000. You can thank that dude. What was his name? Duppenheimer. William H. Dupperman. I'm not going to remember that.
Thanks, Geekhead, for for making all the guns more expensive.
All right. Well, if we ain't got anything else to say about the Winchester 73 or about the movie or about the verse of the week, we'll start going through the room and clear the deck for our buddy Chad coming up, Kentucky Rimfire, and Hobbies coming up at the top of the hour, talking about bench rest. So, Mark, you want to go first?
Sure, I can do that, and it'll be short and sweet. Don't have a whole lot planned for this week other than what I planned for this past week and never got to. I wanted to get that video made about that 41 mag contender and just haven't had time. Been real busy. And the weather's been crap here, so I'll try to do that maybe this week. I just was happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Great chat this evening. Sorry I was a little bit late, but just always great place to hang out. Love to see everybody on the panel. Love to see everybody out there in the side chat. So that's all I got to say. Maybe Mario want to step up.
Hang around to the after chat. That's something I want to talk to you about.
Okay, will do.
Mr. Mario, what you got coming up, bro?
I am going on vacation. I'm gonna be the most brownest gringo in Costa Rica and in Guatemala. Yes, that's me. I'm gonna enjoy myself. Eat some more good food, and I'll see you guys when I see you. I appreciate the invite.
You be careful.
Have a
Thanks
safe
for
trip.
being here, Mr. Mario. Absolutely. Have a good trip and a safe trip. Mr. Pollard wants us to start over. Yeah, I wish, buddy. We got to clear the deck for Mr. Chad. Kyle, what you got coming up, bro?
Well, you know what I got coming up on Sunday, and I want to talk to you a little bit something about that here in a little bit. It was just great to be here and cut up with everybody. We had a great time. Enjoyed the verse of the week. Enjoyed learning a lot of stuff and reminiscing about my childhood, watching westerns in the living room with my dad. It was a good time. I took a trip down memory lane, and I'm glad you were the guide to do it. And I just want to say hey to everybody, and Glad to be here, and thanks for the invite.
Well, thank you for joining us, brother. Rebel, what you got coming up this week?
Unloading that groundhog chute trailer. When I got home, I just tarped it. I knew it was going to rain the next day, and like Mark said, the weather's been crap. It's just been on and off, and I've got to finish mowing my yard and drive or trailer the lawnmower to Bullseye and mow that yard, and I got to get that done, but I got to get the trailer unloaded first. So more ibuprofen for me, and it never ends. It never ends. But we had a real good week of gun sales. I guess people are anticipating good tax returns. February and March are always stellar months. I don't know why. I guess tax time. And I've traded and sold some pretty high end stuff, and getting some more powder. Made a big powder order. Since 2 cases of powder now cost wholesale $1,000, we decided to do half cases and make the shelves look better. You might not have as much powder, but you got a variety, and hopefully by the time you guys get here in June, I'll have some stuff. Of course, most of us are East Coast, so we're probably all seeing the same variety of powder available. But Lord, that stuff keeps going up. Gene's not here, but I listen to Gene when he talks about pricing, and he's not wrong. It goes up every time we order it. Primers are coming down.
Yeah.
Powder going up.
They're going to get you one way or another.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, we do need, I mentioned briefly, and we need to start doing this at the beginning of the show when we first start. But we're doing a meet and greet, get together, shoot kind of thing at Rebel's Place in North Carolina, Vail, North Carolina. It's called Bullseye Sporting Goods. So June 30th and July the 1st. Come one of those days or both of those days, or just drop by and say hey or whatever. I hope all of you guys can, a lot of you can come. I know all of you can't, but we'd love to see y'all. And we need to talk about it earlier in the program so we can let more folks know. But we appreciate all you guys in the side chat. So, American Hillbilly, what you got coming up this week?
Yeah, buddy. I put out a suppressor video yesterday, I believe, and I'll have more videos of those anechoic suppressors coming up later on. And then we got Guns Bearing Therapy Saturday nights, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. If you ain't done nothing, come by and visit us. And I got to jump over on Chad's channel here in just a minute for the Talking Bench Rest with Kentucky Rimfire. So, ain't done nothing later after this show. Check him out. And appreciate you having me on here. Always a lot of fun. Great side chat. So,
and if you are on the YouTube side, we've got that link pinned at the top of the chat for you when we get done. Hillbilly, thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you more than you know. I hope y'all have a good chat tonight. And if I wasn't so sick, I'd try to get over there. But
all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye. So, I actually have a new phone, and I have a video in the works. I need to record the closing, and I need to edit the video, but I got to do that before I activate my new phone because I'm afraid I'll lose it all if I do. So, hope y'all can understand that. So, look for a video from JH586 coming up tomorrow or Monday. And golly, other than that, we love you and there ain't nothing you can do about it. We hope the Lord blesses y'all real good. And if he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Say goodnight, y'all.